Guys, you will not believe on just how Barcelona lost on Nico Williams, bro. I cannot wait to tell you guys because you guys are gonna have a better understanding by the end of this video on just how Barcelona lost on the player, right? Why the circle of Nico Williams were just so like, oh my god, like we have to stay away from FC Barcelona because they cannot afford us. Just wait until you hear this, right? So make sure you do put on your take some blood pressure pills, like relax, practice some meditation, because what I'm about to tell you guys is going to annoy you guys so much. Okay, so we do have here, right? I want you guys to like listen closely. Following the meeting between La Liga and Bilbao were given confidential information about Barcelona's financial situation while they forwarded to Nico Williams' camp in order for the player to start having doubts. So, to make it very clear, La Liga, that is owned by Javier Tebas, they went to Athletic Club, they had a conversation, they had a meeting, and they said, here, slide the papers. And in that paper, it showed every financial situation, every financial detail for FC Barcelona. This is information that the rivals cannot have. So for example, Barcelona, we cannot have Real Madrid's confidential financial information, right? To the details, the small little details. We cannot have like who else? Atletico Madrid's financial details on paper. Javier Tebas cannot give us that. But apparently, this whole thing about Bilbao and La Liga, when they had the meeting, Javier Tebas gave Athletic Club these papers and they said, hey, look, this is Barcelona's financial situation. This is exactly what they're going through, exactly how much they owe, exactly what they have been paying for, and this is what it will look like if they sign Nico Williams. Now, you guys can have a better judgment on whether you guys want to do business with FC Barcelona. Now, like I have said, this is not supposed to happen, and I have the information here, and I'm going to read it to you guys. This is going to be the short answer. Under La Liga's economic control rules, the financial statements and supporting documents each club files are strictly confidential, okay? Let me repeat that. Financial statements and supporting documents each club files are strictly confidential. La Liga can confirm whether a rival is compliant with the salary cap, but it must not hand over under the club's detailed numbers or internal documents. Doing so would breach the Article 5 of the NEP and expose the league to legal action from the affected club. And let me tell you, do not be surprised if you hear in the future, maybe in about 2 days, 3 days, that Joan Laporta wants to take legal action against La Liga to find out what is going on. Why would you do this? None of this makes any sense. Now, to make it a little more clear for you guys, this is what a rival club can get from La Liga. Like, what could Athletic Club hear from FC Barcelona when they want to make a player transfer operation? It's going to be three things. Point number one, compliance confirmation, meaning La Liga can tell Athletic Club Barcelona are still over the squad limit without revealing the exact figures, right? So here's the thing. Athletic Club can know that we're not meeting those demands, right? That Barcelona are still over the squad cost limit. Barcelona were on track to work on that. The reason why we tried to go for Nico Williams on July 1st and then after that all the way until like August was because from July 1st all the way until August, Barcelona were going to do some work in order to fit in Nico Williams' wages into the wage bill, right? The only thing that Barcelona had to do was just basically let go of certain players, reduce the wage bill, and we'll be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. I thought the Club saw the plan, exactly what Barcelona were trying to do. Like, for example, they saw that they were trying to let go of Ter Stegen. They saw that they were trying to let go of Ansu Fati. They saw that they were trying to let go of X player, Y player, I don't know who else, maybe Christensen. And they said, oh my god, there are so many obstacles that they have to go through, and there's still like 5 to 6 weeks left in this transfer window. I don't think they're gonna get it done because their squad cost limit is this, but they have that. Let me see. This number, that number. Nah, it doesn't make any sense. Let's not work with Nico Williams. Let's tell Nico Williams that Barcelona cannot afford they can't afford him and that he should just stay with us and everything's going to be okay, and that we're going to give Nico Williams 10 million euros per season, no problem, because we have shown the paperwork to La Liga and we can afford it, and that's it. Athletic Club cannot have that type of information. What the only thing that La Liga can say is they are over the squad cost limit and nothing more. No further assessment from there. But apparently what La Liga gave to Athletic Club was further information, and that is why Athletic Club had the audacity to say Nico is not coming to Barca. We advised Nico to not come to Barca, and Nico Williams listened. They gave fear back to Nico, and they said, "Hey, look, you don't want to be unregistered by August 24th. You don't want to go into August and not have, not have a club to play for." Because here's the thing, and you have to really think about this. The player, right? Let's think about the player's perspective. If you're still under contract and you want to go to a different club, right? And you want to go to a different club, you are going to be receiving the exact same wage, if not even more, going to that next club, right? And the way that Barcelona were going to try and like maneuver their way to try and improve the contract of Nico after Athletic Club was by saying, we'll give you 6 million euros set fee, plus a lot of bonuses that would allow you to get to 15, 18 million euros per season, right? Bonuses, performance bonuses, etc., etc. But going back to the Nico conversation, right? Just know that wherever Nico was going to go to next, because he was still under the same contract in terms of salary with Athletic Club, he needed to see an improvement, if not the same salary, going into that next club. If Nico went to Barcelona and then like go to August 2025, he gets unregistered, Barcelona fail. That is the fear of Nico and the agent, because knowing that his contract is now done, is wiped, is expired. It never happened with FC Barcelona. Now new clubs can come to Nico and say, hey, look, that contract that you had with Athletic Club, it expired. It is no longer exist. That contract that you signed with FC Barcelona, it expired. That no longer exists. We're not gonna be able to match that salary demand that you had with Athletic Club nor FC Barcelona. We're gonna give you lower, and we have the right to give you a lower salary. We do, because the contract that you had before is expired. It's done. And we talked about this before, right? Like we talked about how, when the contract ends and you go to a different club, you could the buying club could always renegotiate a much lower salary fee. And that is the thing that Nico and the agent were afraid of. They were scared. They're like, oh my God, bro. Like if we get unregistered by FC Barcelona, both of our contracts with Athletic Club and FC Barcelona is over, bro. Like we cannot demand the 10 million euros that we're looking for. We're going to have to just buy into whatever the other clubs want to give in. Maybe it's 4 to 5 to 6 million euros. And they have a right to, because if you look at the previous season of Nico Williams, he does not look like he is a player that is owed 10 million euros per season. He's just not. And Nico knows that. The agent knows that. That is why they want to protect themselves. They do not want to get out of this situation, this contract wage situation that they have with Athletic Club. They want to lock in that 10 million euros minimum. That, my friends, is the reason why they said, hell no, we're not going to FC Barcelona, because any sort of, like bad thing that Barcelona have, we don't want to take risk. We do not want to take risk at all. Dani Olmo was okay with that. All right, I think that in the end, Barcelona were going to get the job done. Excuse me. And so, going back to the other two things, request for monitoring, right? So the rival club can request La Liga to monitor FC Barcelona, and then you have the public circulars, which is the league publishes aggregate salary cap tables each window. Those are the only official numbers that is available for everybody. And so that is it, bro, right? Like that is it. We lost on a player like Nico, mainly because it was 4D chess from Javier Tebas. Once again, Barcelona is going up against not just Real Madrid, not just Athletic Club, not just because of these fake fans, or not because of these fake players as well, but we're also going up against the leader of this competition that we're playing in, and that is embarrassing. That sucks. It's unfortunate, and I hope that Joan Laporta does something, because this is freaking unfair. I have never heard of something like this in regards to Javier Tebas and Real Madrid, Javier Tebas and Atletico Madrid, Javier Tebas and Athletic Club, Javier Tebas and Real Sociedad. Never. But with FC Barcelona, oh yeah, get their information and give them to the buying club, just to make sure that Barcelona are compliant, that they're compliant. But with Real Madrid, it's never an issue, even though Barcelona have generated the most revenue last season. Even though we have done that, Javier Tebas is still saying, no, get the papers, get the information. Let's see if we can maybe change the minds of Athletic Club, put some fear into Nico Williams and the agent, and maybe Barcelona don't have to strengthen. That is it, bro. Like, that is the attitude of Javier Tebas and La Liga. So I hope you guys do understand that. The last thing that I want to talk about here It's gonna be about it's gonna be very quick. It's gonna be about the goalkeeper position because we have not talked about the goalkeeper position in a very long time. First of all, Tech has renewed until 2027. Szczesny, right? He's gonna be renewing for 2 seasons, but that second year is going to be confidential on his performance during the first. So it's basically like, okay, if Szczesny does very well in going into the next season, right? He does a couple of blocks. This guy became amazing in the Champions League knockout match. He's consistent, whatever. He looks faster when he has to like run to the ball and get to the ball as fast as possible after a counterattack from the opposition. They're gonna be like, okay, let's extend him for another season. But if he's like, oh, he got injured or he looks fatigued, we cannot really rely on him as much as we used to. And every time he plays, he cannot really block shots. Barcelona's going to be like, okay, we're going to have to cut ties. We cannot do another season with you. We're sorry, but you just look tired. Go on and enjoy your retirement. That is it. Now, Iñaki Peña. Iñaki Peña is finished, right? We have seen before many times that Iñaki Peña is ready to leave FC Barcelona, knowing that he's going to have to compete against Joan Garcia, who is our brand new signing. And, with Szczesny's renewal, Iñaki Peña is looking for other options. This is going to be one of the ways that Barcelona are going to be generating funds in terms of wages and also in transfer fees. Once again, Barcelona are going to get the job done either way. This is the reason why they're going to be able to bring in Nico Williams, but apparently to that party, they had no patience whatsoever. Javier Tebas wanted to destroy Barcelona in whatever cost. That's just how they are, right? So it is what it is. Watch. Bro, like in about 6 weeks from right now, Barcelona are gonna like let go of a lot of players, and everybody's gonna be questioning why couldn't they sell and bring in Nico Williams? We had the funds. Look at how many players we have letting go. Look how many wages we have saved. Well, thank Javier Tebas, right? And so that is it. For Ter Stegen, it's a whole other different situation. Ter Stegen needs to be talked to. He needs to go to therapy or do something, bro. Like, go talk to Hansi Flick, have this conversation, this 1v1, and say that, Ter Stegen, we love you. We know that you have been with us since 2014, competing against Bravo, competing against Sliesen, I forgot his name, competing against so many goalkeepers. It's now time. After 11 years with us, you're going to have to go because we want to revolve our project around Joan Garcia and Szczesny. But as of now, those conversations have not taken place. So there's it, right? That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.